Welcome back to Nick Lange's comic, not clock, excuse me, scratch that. Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, special number 6. Yep, yeah, a new chapter for Boruto came out this week, so I figured though, why not do a review of the newest chapter? Because the fact that there was no new episode this week, yeah, the next episode's actually airing this coming week. Not this week, just finished up, it's next week. Okay, reviewing the 25th chapter of this manga. Now, when Naruto had his 25th chapter, he was still about 9 chapters away from finishing up the Zabuza arc. Yep, which was the second major arc it was the second official arc of the Naruto manga. Yep. And of course, the 25th episode of Naruto was the filler episode, and the 25th episode of Boruto was, I think it was just a couple episodes just after they wrapped up the Sutter arc. Alright, this one's called Reconnaissance. This chapter picks up right where the last chapter left off, with Team Konohamaru and the Hidden Leaf Scientists seeing Kawaneki take on members of Kira. Well, one of the members with robotic arms, and of course there's actually mystery about him. And has a big brawl with them that lasts for pretty much almost the entire chapter. This brawl between Kawaneki, and Kawaneki and this guy from Kira, this big bulky guy with 2 cannon arms, which is something that AO had about at least several chapters, at least about a couple chapters back. And then we see, of course, Boruto wants to get in, but because his escort mission, and because his team aren't getting, they can't legally be a part of this. They can't legally get a part of this fight. Yeah, and this fight pretty much takes the most. It looks like Kaneki is defeated, and then Kaneki, and of course, this is at that when he's being held up by this guy from Kira. Boruto wants to get in. Konohamaru stops him. Says, "Nope, this is an S-class mission. You cannot get involved because it's too dangerous." A couple members from Kira. One is the leader, who some people think is Jiraiya. The other, of course, is this woman. I don't know who this woman is. Looks like Kaneki is going to lose. And of course, Boruto decides to activate his curse mark. And from what I can tell, Kaneki uses his curse mark, destroys the other guy's arm. Then Kaneki just walks over to him, and like Boruto and Kaneki, the curse marks looks like they cover up their arms. And of course, Kaneki uses his ability to destroy the other guy. Yeah, blasts a hole right through him. And then, well, after he defeats him, he pretty much destroys him. Then he collapses. And then we see the 2 leaders of Kira. It looks like they just get away. Yeah. Of course, before Kaneki collapses, he stares at Boruto for a bit. And then he just says nothing. Says, even this thing, I don't feel it. So like that. And of course, the leaders of people from Kira say, like, well, it looks like this was inevitable. Is it okay if I take out these guys from Konoha? That's the Hidden Leaf Village. Kaiju. No, shouldn't get involved with them. Yeah. Of course, Kaneki has already collapsed. The Hidden Leaf Scientist basically confirms that Kaneki is a scientific ninja tool. Yeah, I'm not kidding. He is. Maybe it's implied he was actually one of the he was actually one in the stasis thing on that blimp that crashed several chapters back. That Konohamaru and I don't know, it was one of their Hidden Leaf guys basically was with him. They talk for a bit. He says, and they of course refer to him as the Vessel. Yeah. So they talk for a bit, and of course the chapter ends with Boruto saying, "Let's just bring him to my father." Of course, the whole thing with the vessel thing. Let's say my father is, and that's kind of how the chapter ends. It's a pretty interesting chapter. The overall, it seems like when you look at this chapter, it seems like a big brawl where the main characters don't get involved at all because they're actually told not to. I mean, it's not like, okay, it's not like they just don't get involved for no reason. Here, they actually do. At least there's actually a reason why they can't legally get involved because Konohama classifies this as an S-rank mission, and because they're Genin are not allowed to be in S-rank missions. It's something that was explained very early on, even in Naruto. Yeah, I think from what I remember reading about Genin missions, they can go on basically like rescue missions. They can occasionally do like C or B class missions, but not A or like high ranking missions that Jonin go on. And S-rank missions are like really dangerous missions, almost like suicide missions in a way, but usually they survive. But also they, from what I can tell, they paid the most. Yeah, but this was a pretty good chapter. I gotta praise the writer for this, Kishimoto, giving me ideas for this one. But who knows what's going to happen next, because it looks like, kind of, from what I can tell, maybe this particular arc wrapped up, because this arc has been going on at this point for, I'd say, a good almost 10 chapters. Yeah, it's been going on for a little while. It's actually I would say, the second official arc of the entire series, because first we have the readaptation of the Boruto film, where they changed the ending. And then we have like a couple chapters with, well, basically Boruto being a bodyguard for a son of the daimyo. And then pretty much we have this. That's simply what it is. Yeah, not much basically in the case of story progression. Yeah, I gotta say this arc is actually pretty good. The only reason why, and this is my theory when this arc started, the reason why they brought back this particular thing, I don't remember the guy's name. The only reason why they brought him back is because of doing the Boruto, the adaptation of the Boruto film, and they want to basically give some promotion to basically for that. And of course, they set the guy up in the actual anime itself. Of course, set before the actual film. So yeah, there's the reason for that. Otherwise, though, that's really it. Stay tuned for my review of My Hero Academia, where I'm going to talk about the newest episode of the anime and newest chapter of the manga. The only reason why I didn't do this one last week, because there was no new episode at all. For some reason, the anime decided to skip a week. Excuse me, not the first series I've seen do this. I know for a fact Boruto has done this at least 3 times now. One Piece, since I've started watching it, has only done this twice in the series' existence. The first time it took a week off was when Dragon Ball Super aired that 1-hour episode. And the second time, that was the first time I noticed. The second time was actually during Golden Week. Yeah, when they actually released a new chapter of the manga, but not a new episode of the anime, surprisingly. Yeah, so there's that. So until I see you in my next review, bye.